Have you been recording a crappy podcast like some kind of chump?
Do you think podcasts are easy and that you're gonna get rich? Well then,
You're an idiot. But don't worry, the boys from LTOPD are here to teach you how to record a podcast the right way. Stay tuned. Welcome to LTOPD Entertainment. We're here tonight to teach you how to go from being a lowly nobody,
or piece of shit as we call them in the industry,
to finally reaching your dreams of becoming a podcaster.
And we have a foolproof 9-step process that will get you behind the mic in no time.
Let's get started. The first thing you need to do before you even think about getting behind a mic is to evaluate whether or not you're the type of person to even start a podcast in the first place. Let's see.
So take a look in the mirror. Really examine yourself. Determine if you're a white guy with opinions nobody wants to hear. It's not my fault men are statistically smarter than women. Don't believe me? Look it up. Yeah, that'll do.
Now that we've determined your eligibility, it's time to move on to step number 2.
Deuces! You can't be a podcaster unless you've got something to podcast about.
Quite correct, Nicholas. The second thing you'll have to do is to pick a topic.
We suggest getting around with some like-minded friends to brainstorm.
All right, guys, we need a topic for our new podcast.
Oh, why don't we discuss how food distribution in the modern world has led to artificial food scarcity and food distribution problems in impoverished communities?
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, so instead, let's just talk about how all the women who broke up with us are sluts, and how the moon landing was a socialist plot to convince us to get vaccinated to turn us all autistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I know. On to step 3. You're not an actual podcaster if you're just yelling at people from the street corner.
Nope, that makes you a street preacher, Reese.
That's right, Nick. Yelling at people from the street corner does make you an asshole. If you're going to be a real podcaster, you're going to need some essential equipment, but not as much as you might think. You could spend a few $100s on a proper mic and mixer, but that's dumb. You're dumb. You've had a recording device in your hand this whole time. One of these babies and the hit of a single button, bam, instant podcast. You hear that, NSA? We know you can hear us, you sons of bitches. Perfect.
This next step is our favorite.
It's time to have a few drinks.
You've earned it.
And everybody knows that alcohol turns even the average Joe into an absolute Joe Rogan.
Which most podcasters think is a good thing for some reason.
I agree, Nick. He is hilarious.
You want to hear a joke? So this black guy, this Mexican guy, and this other legally protected minority class walk into a bar, right?
Well, now, that's about enough of that.
Which brings us to step number 5. You're tired of prepping for your podcast. It's taking forever and you're ready to get the show on the motherfucking road.
You got your equipment, you got your plan, so obviously the next thing to do is to record your first episode and upload that bitch immediately. No practice needed.
Right now.
And done. Now for the playback.
You want to hear a joke? So this black guy, this Mexican guy, and this other legally protected minority class walk into a bar, right?
Oh man, Spotify's gonna love this.
We know this seems like a long process, but there's only a few steps left.
And the next step is, well, you'll see.
My dudes, this is total and absolute treachery. We haven't even gotten a single follower.
You know, maybe we should work on the quality.
You're right, man. The unidentified, all of them, are total idiots who wouldn't know a good podcast if they heard one. Someday we'll be rich, and then they'll be sorry they didn't like our racist, misogynistic conspiracy theories sooner. Someday. The episodes might be rolling in now, but you're not finished.
Now that you have 10 or 12 unrehearsed episodes on Apple Podcasts, it's time to watch a single YouTube video on sound editing.
And remember, your soundproofing is more important than your equipment, but that's just the beginning.
Awesome. I'm an expert now. Still no followers?
That's totally normal, like when your cousin shows you his testicles. This next step will help with that. Check it out. We have such a great podcast, but nobody hears it because Spotify hides our stuff because we won't pay them money to sponsor our episodes. It's not at all because our recording quality is garbage and our topics are borderline brain dead.
You know, that's exactly right.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
The final step in becoming a podcaster is realizing just how much work goes into podcasting and building up a substantial following.
And now that you know, it's time to start really dialing back on the number of episodes you release.
You gotta really let those numbers trickle down until you've given up. After all, isn't that what podcasting's really about? And don't forget to keep telling the women you're annoying just how great your podcast is. Hey, baby. You ever heard of the White Guys Who Are Always Right podcast? Well, I'm the host. Hey guys, thanks for joining us for another LTOPD comedy video.
We really enjoyed making this one for you guys today, but you've got some work to do. You have to go hit that subscribe button and then go hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on our newest content.
And if you want comedy in a different format, go to our website at ltop.com, LTOPD.com. We've got satire news, parody tips and tricks articles, and other comedy stuff. You'll love it.
And have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.